Interceptor got smoked. Whoa, look at that. Look at all the lasers, man. Look at all that forward firepower. That's nuts. Hello, folks. If you enjoy my content, if you enjoy my builds, please consider becoming a patron today. As a patron, you get access to custom builds of release works, early access to some builds before they hit the workshop, exclusive builds. You also gain access to direct feedback and engagement through polls, idea suggestions regarding builds before and after workshop release. If this interests you, please check out the pinned comment below. Thank you. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick update on what's going on with this Galactic Empire frigate. First thing first with the CPU. Originally, I had planned to make it 1.4 million, but unfortunately, it's not going to be able to squeeze in there. So where we're at right now is a 1.85 configuration, and 1.78 of that is used. So there's still a little bit of room left over for upgrades and such. Additional placement, shields, and all that sort of thing. Right now, it's still going through the block phase. I have to do a lot of work here on the bridge still. Texturing as well. So there's still a good bit left to do. Kind of settled with all of the internal components, the device placement and stuff like that. I just need to come up with a little bit more cargo. It's light on the ammo and such. So right now, what our spawn configuration is going to be as far as the turrets and all that stuff. Let's have a look. So 11, we got a couple lasers, miniguns, and some missiles. Weapon spawn in is going to be 4 lasers. This should all be able to upgrade quite extensively. So with a 1010 configuration with auxiliary and quantums, it will end up upgrading to like a, well, almost a 60 gun. It's right at 59. Although I think a little bit more could be wiggled in there. So this is, that's a little over just a little bit. But this is maximum configuration for standard Reforged Eden server, 1010. This is including a Fusion Reactor. Pretty much most of the thrusters are upgraded. We have all of our weapons placed down. We have 10 artillery and 10 laser. Now this slot here, this is going to be an optional thing. So you could take these faux turrets and go additional lasers, or if you wanted to, you can just clear all that out and go for artillery. This configuration right here in this area, I'm working through this, but that should be like a, you got an option there of putting in additional artillery, or you could go 3 turrets there. So still messing around with that. This will be a 3 turret configuration. I just need to change some of these blocks right here. Yeah, just some of the main things. A lot of textural work to be done. Block work, it's still a little bit on the bottom. Let's see, I think it's, right now the placement for solar is 37. So not quite the cap, which is 48, but it covers most of it. So if you want to throw those on there, it should help offset some of the cost. Yeah, and then again, the issue with the ammo, and that needs to be sorted out. So let's just take a look at the inside real quick. I'll show you what I got so far. Let's actually go over here to the spawn in. Okay. So a hangar isn't that big. It should be enough for if you're wanting to carry a couple Titan forces, you could fit a pair in there, or maybe some HV or some harvesters or something to that effect, maybe a little miner. There are some SV pads in the back that you can land on. Okay, so this is the front. So kind of like the program with the Judicator, like this, all this space here, this can all be gutted and filled up with armor. If you want to do that, some armor and decoys. It could also additionally serve as, you could do 3 farm placements here. Or the T here, rather than using a farm placement or armor placement, that will also provide placement for an additional lift thruster. So that's a thing there too. So still working out some of these things. Got a little bit of RP here. The crew quarters. We have a cantina that I'm working on. So all this this area here is still work in progress. So we have housing here for 2 of the big arrays. So probably 1 capacitor and 1 recharge. We have placement for our shield. So we have placement for 2 of the large, and then of course 4 and 4 for the small and medium sized ones. A little bit of burn there is from that thruster. I have to mark that off, but yeah. So with the maxed out configuration with the 1010, the 4.1 million, I was finding that I really, with some of the configurations, depending on the weapons and stuff like that, I only really needed the 1 fusion reactor, but you could end up doing 1 fusion and 1 advanced just to be safe. Maybe even get away with 1 fusion and 1 large, and then you can provision all of this placement for maybe some additional cargo containers or something like that. So yeah, so just working out some of the textures still, a lot of work. Like with the adjudicator, there's going to be some deployment rooms back here, so should have some access right there from the bottom back. Okay, moving it. Let's see. Going up. It's so progression through the ship is going to be a lot more streamlined versus the adjudicator. So it's just going to have 1 spinal run. So you should be able to well, travel. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Travel front to back through 1 straight line. There's not going to be any sort of maze or puzzle going on with like what we had with the adjudicator, where you have to kind of run up the side of the ship in order to transition to the back. So much more simplified in that regard. Bridge here, still working through that. Got all the devices, medical devices, all the amenities, shower, O2 station, which I forgot on adjudicator. Need to add 1 of those. Quick transition here. So we do have a couple of SV landing pads rather. So I should be able to dock some miners or some other small SV if you want to do that. Yeah. A lot of upgrade points for additional thrusters and all that stuff. So yeah, coming along, folks, coming along. Hopefully I can get this thing done by the end of the month. Right now it's 26, so that could be pushing it. Yeah, this is our upgraded value here. A lot of guns. Most of these are going to be able to get your forward point, with the exception. So if this is 59, you're probably missing out on 8 of them, which will be these right here on either side. But other than that, it's able to project a lot of firepower. It's, for the small size that it is, it's really, really aggressive. A lot more efficient than adjudicator as far as upgrade value and stuff like that, but it's not going to see like the robust rigidity and durability that the adjudicator has once it's fully upgraded, but this will get there faster, so you could think of it maybe like a step before the adjudicator. Yeah. So hopefully you'll be able to get this in for Reforged and Vanilla. It might have to be that, well, I would like to have it just as 1 build, so it might have to be that some of the Vanilla players got to eat the cost on the improved CPU and just take those out later. Just break them down or whatever. Yeah, so that's it. Just a brief update. I got some combat footage to show y'all, so take a look at that. headed. Yeah, that's that. Like, oh, guns, man. That looks great. That's one base nuked. Got some nasty stuff, it looks like. Definitely gonna be good at stripping some shields. Yeah, we got good strafe. Strafe feels pretty good on this thing. Being such a heavy gunship. Yeah, this thing's good as dead. I'm not gonna stay here just chewing away at blocks randomly. Alright. Next target. Oh, lasers look great, man. That'll be a good while. Still a lot to balance. I'm not sure why this thing wasn't moving. Yeah, well, if you stuff the nose with armor, it's pretty good. Yeah, so that's... Well, you know, I can kill Tovera, that's a thing. But this is stationary, but granted, it's not going to change too much with the mobility.